Hi friends, welcome to my channel Simple Learning Tips. So in today's video, I'll be discussing one of the basic concepts and it is very easy to understand. We have already covered our advanced topic, but I thought I'll just upload this video in case if somebody needs help for this topic. So today I'll be covering organization behavior concepts. Now in this topic, I'll be covering basics of OB and like management functions, management roles and management skills. Without much further ado, let's move on to today's first topic, that is a basic definition understanding of OB. Now in organization behavior, who are all included? Definitely managers are there, employees are there and they are working in an organization. Now who are these managers? Now managers are people who attains goal by getting things done through other people. Okay, they make other people work and they achieve the organization objectives. So those are managers. Like they take decisions, they allocate tasks to each employees to complete it, and they allocate resources for that. Okay, and the ultimate purpose is to achieve organization goal. Now, what is basically an organization? Organization means it is a kind of social unit, okay, where two or more people work together to achieve the common objective. Now, in organization, it means, any manufacturing industry, service sectors, and, even your schools, colleges, hospitals, all these are organizations, okay. And in our day-to-day life, wherever we are going, we are entering into an organization. And if you observe carefully, you will see all these factors there. There will be a manager, supervisor, team leader. Only the terms will differ, but these things are there. The main purpose is to achieve the organization goal. Okay, and the people who monitor the activities, day-to-day activities of employees, and help to achieve them, to give proper guidance, they are known as they are their managers. Okay, now here I have given some basic next topic is managerial functions. Now this managerial function was actually put forward by Henri Fayol. Okay, and there are 5 important management functions, and now you can see nowadays there are a lot of other management functions there, but basically Henri Fayol has put forward this 5 management function: planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating and controlling. Planning. So in planning here, their function or what they have to do is they have to establish the organization goal, the step-by-step strategy to achieve their goal. Okay, and also whatever activities that you have to do on a daily basis to achieve these goals. So all these things will be planned properly. So without planning, we cannot achieve any goal, even in your daily life or in organization. So it is very important that you should have a plan. Next one, organizing. Now you have a good plan. So in any organization, if everybody shares the work equally, then also, organizations can function. But there should be a structure. An organization structure should be there. So in organizing, they will be deciding to whom they have to report. Who is their reporting authority? And who will be above that reporting authority? And who is the final decision maker? That is the team leader, or the top position, who will be occupying the top position. So basically you are deciding the organization structure in this organizing function. Okay, and how you can group the task that has to be completed. For example, let's say in hospital, there will be billing, there will be admin works, and there are the surgery works. All these things, it has to be customized. Okay, it has to be compartmentalized. Then only you can assign that, okay, this is the billing section, and they will take care of that whole admin and housekeeping and whatever other activities, and these are the outpatient group, and these are the surgery group, these are the emergency group. So like that they will compartmentalize it, and that all things will happen in this organizing part. Okay, and the admin group will report to whom, and this emergency or outpatient will report to whom. All these things will be decided here. Next one is the commanding. Commanding here means we nowadays more than commanding, it is like you give direction to the employees. Okay, like you have organized everything, and there are certain tasks to be performed, and you give guidance to your employees. Coordinating means you are ensuring that you're motivating the employees, and also there is good, you ensure that there is good teamwork. So all these things will happen here. So the last one is controlling function. Now here, you have to ensure, as a management or as a manager, you have to ensure that whatever task has been given, that are being completed or that are being, going according to the plan. So you should monitor the activities, okay, whatever are happening, and then you should compare the results that have been obtained from the task to the previous goals. Okay, and if there is any rectification has to be done, if there are deviations, you have to communicate it to the employees. So that is controlling function. Okay, so I hope you understood what are the various functions of managers. So these are all very, very basic. If you just if the word meaning nowadays, from the word meaning itself, you can understand it. Next one is management roles. Now this was actually identified by Henri Fayol, and he has mainly defined three important managerial roles, that is interpersonal, informational, decisional. And in that, basically there are 10 managerial roles. So first one is figurehead. Now, figurehead means he is the representative of an organization. When, like, for example, and he has, for example, you are, as a part of industrial visit, you are in a college, and as a part of industrial visit, you are going to an organization. So there will be a person who will represent the organization. It's not that all the employees are coming and showing the industries. No, right? A person will be there who will show you around the organization and who will explain the things. So he is the symbolic representation. He is then enacting the role of a figurehead person. Okay. Now his whatever duties he are performing, that will be related to legal or any kind of social nature. Suppose he has to take a client to a meeting, so to a lunch. Okay, so all these things, when he is performing, he is representing the role of a figurehead role. Okay, next one is leader. Now, as a leader, manager's role is to ensure that the tasks are being completed on time, and you have to motivate if they are demotivated. You have to give proper guidance to them, and you have to give proper direction to the employees to achieve the goal. Next role is that of liaison. Liaison means, his responsibility is he should maintain contacts outside the organization, and also he should maintain a good relationship within the organization as well as outside the organization, and he should have a good communication skill also to communicate, to act as a licensing person. So basically he might have to negotiate basically a channel, a communication channel between the external and the organization, as well as within the organization also. He has to maintain a good network and pass on the information. Okay. Next one, informational. Now here, first role is that of a monitor. Now monitor means he is the nerve center of the organization basically. Now here his role is to ensure that day-to-day activities are being completed. That is the role of monitor. Like you in your school, college, you have class monitor, daily monitor, floor monitor, and all that. What is his role? To ensure that you are going to class, you are attending morning prayer, all these things. So same thing in an organization. His role is to ensure that day-to-day tasks are being done. Disseminator. Now disseminator means his role is that he gathers information. It can be even privileged information from outsiders, and he communicates or he pass on that information within the organization. Okay, and that is disseminator. Next one, spokesperson. Spokesperson means he is the person who communicates the information within the organization to the outside world, even related to policies, financial results, or whatever goals they have achieved, everything he will be communicating it to the outside world. When any salary negotiation is happening between a trade union, external trade union, anything. So this, as a manager role, his role becomes that of a spokesperson when he represents that. Okay, to negotiate salary or to negotiate any other facilities, he will have to talk to, make deals with trade union or association and all that. So at that time, his role becomes that of a spokesperson. Or even he will have to declare his, major policy changes in the organization. So when he's communicating to the media, then his role becomes that of a spokesperson. Next one is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a person who explores new opportunity and who starts new projects within the organization. He will come up with new ideas and will initiate a lot of new projects in an organization. Okay, so that at that time his role becomes that of an entrepreneur. Disturbance handler role is whenever an unexpected situation happens in an organization, he has to rectify that. He has to be very prompt, and he has to take corrective action against that. For example, right now the scenario which is going on, when lockdown when lockdown has happened, the person, when a manager acts to solve the situation, like, whatever work from home has to be given, and the payment and everything, when he's handling those roles, okay, because this is an unexpected situation. So at that time, when he is handling the situation, his role becomes that of disturbance handler. Next one is resource allocator. Now this person decides who gets what, okay, how much amount each department will get. He's basically allocating the resources. Let that be financial resources, like how much amount he will get. He will be distributing to each and every department. How many human resources, how many, the training or anything, or the manpower that has to be given. So all these things will be decided by a resource allocator role. Okay, when a manager performs that role, his role becomes that of resource allocator. Last one is negotiator. Now, negotiator here means, again, whenever whenever any trade union associations or any kind of negotiations has to be done, even within the organization. Okay, when a manager handles that situation, that they are at that time his role becomes that of a negotiator. And as a part of negotiator, he will have to do collective bargaining. He will have to do a lot of okay, the last one is management skills. What are the skills that are required by managers or management? First one is technical skills. Now here, you have to use the knowledge that you gain from your college or from your formal education, even the skills that you have to execute in your organization, in the work that you are doing. Okay. For example, in the case of an architect or in the case of a civil engineer, he has to exhibit whatever the knowledge he gained from that formal education, he will have to execute while designing a plan. Okay. Like I said, it is not compulsory that it should be from a formal education. Even technical skills, in the case of carpenter, tailor, all these people are using technical skill. When you're operating a machine, you have to use your technical skills. Okay, so that is that should be a skill that should be possessed by managers. Next one is human skill. Now, human skill means a person, who is very proficient in a technical skill. It's not necessary that he will be good in human skill. So it is very important for all the organization to focus on this human skill. Human skill include how you are communicating with your colleagues, how you are supporting them, and how you are motivating them. How basically the ability to understand, the ability to have a compassion towards others. This is very important skill in an organization. See, suppose, a leader who does not possess this human skill, what will happen is that he will not have any understanding of others. He will insult them and all that, which can lead to kind of resentment in the organization, which can lead to conflicts in the organization. Okay. So it's very important to focus on this skill. It's essential to have a good human skill in an organization. Last one is conceptual skills. Now here comes your sixth sense. Basically, your decision making skills. How good you are at taking the decisions. How good you are handling the situation. Okay. And it's not like in an organization you have planned everything. Like we said, management functions are they organized everything. But still a lot of unexpected things can happen in an organization. There will be a complaint in the machinery. This kind of lockdown situation can happen. So a manager should have the ability to take a good, quick, prompt decision. And in a hasty manner, it should not be a situation that he's making mistakes while taking decision. He should collect proper information. He should find out the alternate solution. He should explore the options available, and then he should take a good decision. That is basically a good conceptual skill managers should have. Okay. So with this, I'm winding up this topic. I hope it was clear. If there is any doubt, please let me know in the comment section, or you can even follow me in the Instagram. It's Simple Learning Tips 2019. You can DM me any doubts you have, or if you want me to discuss any other topic, please let me know in the comment section, as well as you can DM me in the Instagram. Please do follow me there also. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. And thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for more videos like this. Thank you.